Hello and welcome to the IM PLAYIN Podcast, episode 3. I'm one of your hosts, Alex Nicol, aka Think Bud Monkey. Joining me on this third rendezvous out of the box. Does that even make sense? I don't know, but it's Conrad Window, aka Rom Nom Nom.
Hello guys, hi.
And also on this ravelling mess of nonsense, is Stephen Riley, aka Kalius.
Hello there guys, hi.
How you doing? So third instalment. For those who follow the site, which I hope is everyone listening, we have just passed our year. Happy birthday to us. Steve, do you want to play Happy Birthday?
Happy birthday.
Do you want to play Happy Birthday?
Or sing it, give it a little bit of sing.
I can say Happy Birthday.
No, that's fine actually.
So
what we want to do in this little podcast is give our predictions for next year. We don't want to look back. Everyone looks back. We want to kind of think what's going to happen in the next year of I'm Playing. Hopefully it's going to be around for another year. Hopefully Steve hasn't been struck down by the uglies, which has seemed to be inflicted him.
Hopefully your artistic skills might pick up as well from the We Don't Starve. Maybe it would actually be an artistic drawing.
How dare you? How dare you offend my artistic drawing? That was made in love, that picture.
Made of love. I don't want to know what that ink was then.
But before we get onto what's happening next year, I want to know what you guys have been playing. And it's been kind of a dry week for Steve. He's admitted that he hasn't played much games.
It's been a dry week. It has been a dry week. So I'll just be inputting randomly.
We'll say stuff, and then you just give your input every now and again. But put your hand up because we don't want me and kind of a bit of a conversation to happen.
If you could tell me what game you're talking about, then I'll just Google it.
Right. Well, we'll say it.
And I will Google it and just say what comes up basically.
Well, I don't know I've played so many games this week, and they haven't been big games, but I've played a lot of games. I played Smash the Office, which the review went up on the site. It's a good game, it's fun. It's literally just smashing the crap out of an office environment. So it's
literally what it says in the title.
Yeah.
What it says on the package.
What it says on the package. It's on iOS. It's a mobile game, so it's on iOS. And literally you just choose different weapons. You can wear a hat with a samurai sword. That was my combo. And you go around smashing an office. It was hell of a good fun.
How do you actually win? Do you just like catch it on fire?
You basically got a minute to smash as much office equipment as you can.
Is that very much like it's like a cat game? That's on the internet at the moment where like you pretend to be this cat and you go into this bedroom and you just swipe. Is it kind of like that? Like
we've played that game. It's kind of more structured than that cat game. It's further along. It's actually a complete game. But it's good. And each room, every time you play, is different. It's not like a set course.
So it's a different room.
It randomly generates different stuff in each room, which is cool. Including like giant ladybirds for some reason, which is absolutely amazing.
Is that what it's based on? Like a randomly generated, each room's different.
Yeah, effectively. And then you can get a combo up, and you get power ups that give you more power damage. You can get bigger.
It's a lot of fun actually.
It's a lot of fun.
Doesn't take too long either.
It's free as well, so I suggest people play it.
Who do you play at? Are you like a guy?
You are a disgruntled employee that has taken it upon himself to go mental. Sorry, I apologise for that little cough. Have you gone mental in office furniture? So, just an average Joe, very relatable.
So potential to be a film as well, basically.
I think if it's not a blockbuster by the end of next year, I'll be very surprised.
Starring Nick Cage, maybe.
I would say Nick Cage. Yeah, I watched a video of Nick Cage. It's 10 minutes of Nick Cage going mental,
raging. Isn't it?
And if he pulled that to this performance, then I think he could do it.
Yeah.
But that's not the only iOS game I've been playing or iPad game. I played Papa Pear Saga. Is it? For the new game by King, so the makers of Candy Crush. Candy Crush was a little bit too much for me. I couldn't get into it. I decided I just couldn't bear myself to dive into Candy Crush. But I went to Papa Pear. Have you guys heard of Papa Pear?
Yeah. I've heard of it. I don't know if they're advertising on the TV. I'm sure I see like 3 or 4 different like Saga games advertised saying from the creators.
Well, not anymore. You won't because they're suing everyone.
They are because apparently you can't use Saga, can you? Apparently
but I think it's being disputed, which is absolutely ridiculous. Because Candy Crush copied Bejeweled.
Yeah.
And Papa Pear Saga, I can basically say, is pretty much an exact clone of Peggle. It's literally Peggle. If anyone has played Papa Pear Saga, it's free, so pick it up. But if you played Peggle, you know how to play it because it is the same as Peggle.
Is it?
Although it is good fun. I think if a review's not up by the time this podcast is out, a review will be coming.
Okay.
But it's interesting. It's free to play, so Peggle. It's obviously if you want to play a Peggle style game.
Is there anything that makes it different from Peggle?
the fact it's free to play makes it different. For example, you've got a certain amount of lives, and if you fail a mission, you lose a life. And if you lose all your lives, you have to wait 15 minutes before you get another one back. So it makes you can buy one, so the whole market, but it's you don't really need to. It almost makes the lives. It makes it so much more challenging. You have to beat it, otherwise you can't play for a certain amount of time, rather than just buying it. And the different game modes.
So that's how it keeps you playing, though, because it's one of those time restraint games where once you hit a certain point, if you do die so many times, then you just wait for the time to basically run up, and then you can just go again, basically. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
absolutely. It's
Does that stack though? I mean, is it just a flat 15 minutes? Because you might get to a point where you might be waiting hours, or is it just?
I don't really know. I tend to play it on the train on the way to work, and then I sort of run out of lives by the end of the journey, and then I just wait all day anyway. So I haven't been waiting for lives. I just if I run out of lives, put it on the side, come back to it a few hours later. I seem to have another 5 lives or something like that.
So just pick up and play a game.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. What else have you been playing? What else have we got on the list?
Well, I've been playing Dynasty Warriors Next as well for the PS Vita, which is free on PS Plus at the time we were recording this.
Is that a release for February, or is that a January? Because I mean, is that?
It's this. It's the latest one. So probably February's PS Plus.
It would be, even though it's just the end of January now.
And I have to say that I'm a massive fan of the Dynasty Warriors series, even though they're the same game. I love Dynasty Warriors so much.
Yeah, same.
You've played Dynasty Warriors. Have you played Dynasty Warriors?
I have. Yeah, I played on the PS2 already.
So you haven't played it in a while.
I haven't played for a long while.
When was the last one you played?
I did a bit of 360. One of the ones that was an Empires version.
Right, the Empires. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. This is probably one of the best Dynasty Warriors games I've played.
Really?
I said to you, Colin, earlier on. Honestly, it was a launch title for the Vita, so it launched a few years ago now. But the way that it interacts with the Vita, the different options you have, the way it uses the touchscreen, the tilt, it's got like random encounters during battles, duels. It brings so much to Dynasty Warriors that the consoles can be quite samey, but this brings everything. And again, a review's coming on that, and it is absolutely fantastic. You owe it to yourself if you've got a Vita to pick that game up.
Because I thought, I'm sure I talked about, when I was playing Dynasty Warriors, when I was playing, I think that was back in our Dynasty Warriors 3, and that kind of thing. I think the way I worked it out, I think we might have even discussed it at the time, was, did it include elephants? I think that was a major, did it include elephants, yes or no? Did it, yes, okay, this is an awesome game. Because, I mean, you had your horse, couldn't you? You had Lou Boo's horse and whatnot.
Yeah, red hair.
An elephant is a little bit of a step up from that when you're charging through people.
I remember playing Dynasty Warriors 4, and the first level there was elephants, so I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. So I haven't encountered elephants in the campaign yet, but I know there is elephants because they've got a create your own character model, which is fantastic.
That's a definite step away.
It's fantastic to have back in because that was in there in 4 and it sort of went away and it hasn't been back. But you can choose the level of detail you can choose is fantastic, and even you can include what troops you lead into battle, whether it be swordsmen, pikemen. And one of the troops you can lead in is elephant troops. So I know you can get elephants, which I'm looking forward to that. But that game is genuinely just fantastic.
Yeah. So how long have you been playing that for?
I got it. I downloaded it a couple of days ago. So probably so I'm playing it for a good couple of days now.
Good first impressions then, definitely.
Yeah. If you're a fan of the Dynasty Warriors series, haven't played it, definitely pick it up. If you're not a fan, or if you haven't played any, please pick it up. Although it's not the best game to explain the story.
No, it's just
it compresses it quite a lot. But it doesn't. You get the story. And then you'll play a console version and probably. Yeah.
It's one of those games where story doesn't matter that much. I don't mean that disrespectfully, because I do enjoy the games, and it's one of those hack and slash games that you can spend hours playing. But
spamming X.
Exactly.
Whatever it was.
No, it is.
The story has never been like, oh my god, I'm absolutely gripped. It'd be, let's get on to the next level and let's kill 500.
Yeah. It's more like, you got to a certain point and then you had a little comment, or didn't it, saying, this is such and such is getting attacked, you must help him out. And you run over to him, and then you kind of rinse and repeat kind of thing.
Definitely.
Just a slightly different scene, but maybe with an extra bush.
I mean, every single Dynasty Warriors game have the same storyline. They have the same battles, the same characters. It's just bizarre how they're still doing it. But this game, it doesn't really matter about the story, the whole thing. But being a massive fan of Dynasty Warriors, every game I have played has added on the console has added something to the story, something I didn't know beforehand about the Three Kingdoms period of China. and this one condenses that down into a bite-sized chunk. So it's very good, and someone who's played it a lot, I can appreciate I know it all, so I can appreciate it. It's condensed it.
Yeah, because things you played them like kind of throughout, haven't you? Really, it's not like you're just new to the series. You've been playing Deuces Warriors for
quite a while,
haven't you?
PS2.
So you've seen how it's developed through each one, and you've kind of noticed the differences. And
number 6 or 7. I can't remember the last one I played on Xbox 360. Had the best story out of anyone I've played. And this one's good. This one is good though.
Cool.
But so I played quite a lot this week.
Basically, put me to shame.
Putting you to shame. You should be ashamed of yourself.
I'm kind of hanging in here with my fingernails at the moment.
But the man who shouldn't be ashamed of himself is sitting just there, Mr. Conrindo, Mr. Rom Nom Nom.
Yes.
He shouldn't be ashamed of himself because he's played a few games this week as well.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough to get a few games here and there. Not too much on the Xbox though. I'll be totally honest. I've been playing a game called Game Dev Tycoon, and obviously it was reviewed on the iOS a while ago for Game Dev Story.
Are you playing it now?
He's playing it now.
You're actually playing it now.
We're trying to record a podcast,
We're having a
playing a
podcast,
game.
and he's actually playing it now. Thank you very much, Conrad.
I've just got the #1 booth at Games Conference, so actually I'm very proud of myself. It's been a long time.
It's nice to know that you value our time as much as
the game is named after you, Alex. It's Nipples for Sale.
Yes.
So
wow,
it's a zombie action game. I don't know how that's going to work.
My friends lovingly call me Nips in case people didn't understand the reference there.
There is some back context there. It's not some sort of love name here, and
it's not a sex thing though. So.
Yeah, well maybe a little bit. Maybe just a little bit.
Well, I've got too many minstrels in my mouth.
Anyway, so I'm really enjoying that. Same MO as Game Dev Story on the iOS, but it brings it up a notch, and the review for it should be out by the time this goes live, so that'd be nice. Really enjoyed it. But apart from that, I've also completed the COD campaign, as that's also out on the site now. I believe I called it "What's the Story? Call of Duty." Another very poor
fantastic
joke.
title.
Thank you very much, Stephen. I tried my hardest.
You tell why we keep you on, Con.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really enjoyed it, and I'm quite surprised that I'm able to say that. Call of Duty is very samey for the stories, and even though Alex, you finished the story just before me, and I did pretty much guess the ending. But it doesn't take a genius to guess the ending of COD games. It's a COD game for a reason, and but it was worth playing through, and like you, I'm interested in seeing what they do for Ghost 2. Although, as we heard today, sales aren't that high on Ghosts.
No. Yeah, but I just completed the campaign of COD Ghosts, and I did like it. Yeah, it's almost weird. I didn't think I would. I started playing it, and I was like, nah, not for me, and I left it for like a few weeks. And then I went back to it. I was like, I'm going to complete this. You were playing it, and I was like, fine. Yeah. And actually, by the end of it, I really enjoyed it. And I haven't enjoyed a COD campaign like that since World at War, and it's nowhere near as good as World at War.
No, but
it is. I haven't enjoyed it like that, and the end of it genuinely does make me want to play the next one that comes out.
And that's why I was to say I have googled this, so like I said I would, and actually sales were down apparently by 19% on Black Ops 2. The random fact there. Yeah, so I thought I'd have some input as opposed to not saying anything. So I knew Google would be a friend here. Continue.
Yeah, no, not a problem. I've really enjoyed that though. And there is a lot of things wrong with it, as you'll see in my article. But that doesn't stop you enjoying it while you play. It's one of those games that I played through, and I thought it'd be fun to have a look at the campaign of all these different games. But I seem to be in a minority now that actually cares about storyline for these shooters. I always have to play it story first. I can't go online first. I have to get the bearings of the guns, the controls, because they are all slightly different. But
I kind of a little bit like that. I kind of play a little bit of storyline to the point where I'm either stuck on a mission, or I just get a tad bit bored enough to be like, I actually want to be playing online and having a bit of fun here. And then I think it kind of mixes it up a little bit, but I understand like playing the single player all the way through is a good way, because then it also clears out of the way. Because I find that I also annoyingly will start the single player, and the second I did it with Killzone, I started the single player and then I played the multiplayer, and then I completely left out single player. And when I had rejoined it halfway through the game, I was like, wait a second,
what the hell's
I need to realise what I've just done.
Yeah,
So,
it's a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing. We'll see. We'll have to see how it turns out in COD Goes 2.
Yeah,
and I'm looking for. I think generally all round looking forward to that. But
surprisingly so.
yeah, absolutely. So well done, Call of Duty for giving us a little bit of happiness again. But like we mentioned earlier, we have passed a year here at I'm Playing, and we're going to take the time to slow things down. This, not get ahead of ourselves.
and we're going to radio station.
It does, doesn't it? We're going to
chill down.
Listen to the sound of smooth jazz.
And
And we're going to talk about. I guess we're going to see what we think this year's going to bring, 2014, right? We're going to. I mean, it's an interesting year. I mean, everything's going to kick off. New consoles coming out. New games are announced. New IPs. It's exciting times.
Yeah, massive things. When you've got any new generation that's just come out, there's a massive amount of hype as well to new games coming out. And what kind of follows up, and a lot of that hype, hopefully, is worthwhile. Will translate. Yeah, I mean, obviously we've got titles such as Destiny and something like that, and those are games that you need to be good. If they don't work out, and you kind of feel a lot disappointed, especially when they take so long to build up. So
yeah, it's funnily enough, you talking about building up. I just want to mention South Park: The Stick of Truth, something that's actually ruined a game I was really looking forward to, because I mean it's been delayed, and I think they've set it to March, is it, or May?
I'm not quite sure what it is.
I think it's March, right? It's supposed to be coming out soon.
But
around the time of Titanfall and
course.
Infamous. So it's
Exactly.
just like,
Not the best.
But no one's gonna. Well, hardly. The numbers are going to be very low in comparison to what they would have been if they'd released it when they first said it, because it would have been one of the last games I'd play on the 360. Whereas now I don't think I'm going to go back and play it, which is a shame, because I was looking forward to it. It looked like a really interesting title, and they keep mentioning it on South Park, the TV show. But it's a lot.
trying to build hype up again, aren't they?
Yeah.
And actually, it's something that I found that I always thought I'd go back and play it. But yeah, now it's kind of like I don't want to.
It kind of goes back to the price problem, though, isn't it? It's like we know how much games are nowadays, and when you've got several games all coming out around a similar time, it's no longer just a matter of I want to buy all of them. It's a matter of which one do I buy to
I
start.
don't want to plug my Xbox back in and spend 30-40 quid on a game for an old console when Infamous comes out that time.
For the PS4.
For the PS4, and then there's more games to get. I still want to get Battlefield. I still want to get Assassin's Creed. So is South Park going to fit in? Maybe eventually when it goes down in price, but I don't think I'm going to buy it for March.
That's the problem, isn't it? And that's something that it would have been nice for them to think about when they decided to do this. I mean, I know a major thing, the reason why it has been delayed is due to them wanting it to be ready for when it comes out, and that seems to be a big push. Especially on some of the news articles we see on the internet at the moment, is that they don't want to release it prematurely. They want to make sure that it goes out great for first time, basically, and they don't want any mess ups, and they want it to be nice and go straight out.
It's tough to say. There's a South Park episode when they take the mick out of it. They do the whole Game of Thrones thing, the Xbox. That's when they should have released the game to coincide with that episode.
That would have been
amazing. It would have been great.
A big hit, yeah.
But now they just left it too long, right?
Yeah.
And games like Watch Dogs are delayed. They're delayed, but they're coming out on next gen, right? I think I'm going to see if maybe they want to port it to next gen. I'll buy it then, definitely. But
it doesn't sound likely that they're going to port it. I mean, it's not been announced as porting yet, and I would have thought they'd have that in the works, to be totally honest.
However, it's not just South Park, is it? I'm sure there's plenty of other games out there that we're all looking forward to.
There is a lot of games, and in the near future we've got Titanfall and Infamous. Now, I'm quite looking forward to Infamous, I'm not sure whether I'm looking forward to Infamous because I haven't played an Infamous game, so I'm not sure whether I'm looking forward to Infamous because it generally looks good, or because it's just a big PS4 game coming out, and it's the only one coming out. So I'm not exactly sure. I don't really have much to comment on Infamous.
Yeah, it just seems to be like I did see a trailer for it. And it does graphically look really good.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks incredible. But I mean, I don't really know massively the background to Infamous. I mean, it's quite a shame really to admit that. But then again, having been new to the Sony scene,
we'll look it up.
You kind of miss out on it. Yeah,
check it out.
You just seem to be some guy who obviously runs around throwing fireballs at your hand, and
I mean, that doesn't sound bad.
Doesn't sound bad, no. But yeah, I suppose when you say it in that sense, then yeah, it doesn't sound bad.
Then we got Titanfall as well, which I mean, again, that's coming out on 360, so I can't get it for one. I mean, Con, obviously you can.
Yeah, and I think I will do.
I think you have to, really, right? Like, I think you owe it to yourself to get Titanfall.
Definitely, and as mentioned, not 5 minutes prior, I am one of these people who loves a plot, loves a story to a shooter, and I'm interested to see how this works out. But obviously, it's a big deal that there are no single player missions, it's all multiplayer, but there is a plot within multiplayer. And I'm interested to see how it works out, because it is being billed as the way forward.
Well, the thing is, a lot of games now are replicating this, aren't they? We can see it with Destiny as well.
Yeah, Destiny coming out.
Which is another game. I mean, Titanfall was one of the games that I was on the fence whether I wanted to buy an Xbox or a PS4.
Yeah.
It literally was one of them titles where I thought, I freaking love mechs. I fucking love mechs. And when it comes to
You've got a big old heart on for mechs.
I do. You know, I watched Gundam.
I'm getting slightly uncomfortable sitting there talking to you when you think about that.
Yeah. Well, cheers, man.
But I mean, you can get it on PC or 360.
You can do, but
it's a totally different developer for 360.
Is
right?
it?
I think so. Yeah, they've been trusted by the people that are building it, but it's a different developer.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, that was one of the titles I was thinking about getting the Xbox One for, but it ended up being different, and it would be nice to see how it works out. And I would love to play it at some point. It does look an incredible game. With so much new, I don't know if it's new or not. I mean, you've got a bit of parkour in there. You're jumping in mech suits. You know,
it does look good.
It does look good.
It does look really well done.
It was one of them games when the whole time, and not just because I'm a PlayStation guy now, and before I even chose a console, and I've been saying to UConn for ages, like, it's one of them games which I just can't decide whether I think it looks good or not. But the more and more stuff I hear about it, the fact it's going to be 6-on-6 with everyone can have their own mech plus AI, the sort of style of it does actually look like a good game. I'd love to be able to see that.
The way you put down a mech, I think, is incredible.
Yeah, I mean, everyone gave a big deal about it with 6-on-6, but like, if you've got AI 6-on-6 and then mech, like, it's going to be busy, and then people know this stuff, right? Like, I don't mind that it's going to be 6-on-6. I think it's quite a smart choice if the developers think that that's hectic enough. I mean, the demos I've seen don't look short on action, so you know what I mean?
No, well, not really. Well, then again, if you was to compare it to Battlefield 4 and 64 player online. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that is mental. But I think they've got a totally different thing going for themselves, Battlefield, and I think that's... I mean, it's caused issues for them, but it's I think it's something that's their thing. Yeah. Don't go after Battlefield, because it's going to be a hard job. Although they're going after COD and Halo, so we'll see what happens.
We'll see how that goes, yeah. What else do we have?
Well, I think the biggest thing this year as well we're going to see is the development of these consoles. Both consoles had a massively strong start. PlayStation selling over 4 million, Xbox selling over 3 million, but incredible fast growth in the US market over the last couple of months. It's been the fastest selling console in the last couple of months. And this year is really going to be the test to see how much. This year is going to be huge in terms of them consoles, in terms of them bringing out these big games. And I think the different stuff is coming out, like those maybe everything doesn't get bought out this year, but I think the announcements for both consoles are going to be insane.
But things that you've also got to enable a little bit of time for developers to kind of get the feel of games as well, because if you think about, if you compare it to last year, there's not a massive change in performance. I mean, obviously there's enough to...
I think it is going to be 2015.
Yeah, because you're going to have a lot of games this year is going to be developers, especially new developers.
But this is the announcements this year. If we're looking at this year, I think those announcements are going to be. But then, I don't know how much we'll see, but it's going to be the year of announcements.
Oh yeah,
we've already started to see announcements. I mean, you've already pre-ordered yourself, haven't you?
I've ordered Star Wars Battlefront 3,
which is going to come out.
Which come out next year, apparently.
Q2, Q3.
I pre-ordered it last year. I pre-ordered it before Christmas when I got my PlayStation.
I think he was drunk. You must have been drunk.
Bang it. I didn't cancel that. I didn't cancel my PS2 order. That's £20 I lost. I haven't got one, but I didn't cancel. Or did they give it to you?
No,
I didn't.
I didn't. Cause
I was, man, that's gutted. I basically just given Game 20 quid.
Yeah, because things are like, I did...
Sod you, Game, if you're listening. Taking my money. I ended up getting it from HMV anyway, so yeah.
On the day of release.
On the day of release, yeah. Thank you.
Just casually walked in there, it's like, have you got a PS4? Yeah, we do. Alright.
Easy peasy.
I'll have that.
I like to think it's because I'm special.
Yeah, you wore your special badge that day. They thought, well, we've got to give it to him.
But actually, one thing I was thinking today, I shared it with Conrad and he agreed that it was a really good thought. So we'll see this. Xbox has not sold as much as PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking about this. I didn't want to rip on anything. I wanted to just to think, okay, why could that be? And you know, it's been so heavily marketed as this entertainment console rather than a pure gaming device, which the PlayStation has. PlayStation proved itself to be slightly better graphics, the whole Tomb Raider high resolution thing at the moment. And I think this early on, the gamers who want that stuff, who actually care about stuff, have bought their consoles.
Yeah.
And that's why the PS4's got bigger sales, because gamers go out early and they buy their consoles. I think Microsoft's development as an entertainment system is really going to shine maybe towards the end of the year when demand's just there, you can buy one, and people that are less willing to go straight out the gun and demand the best graphics, the best everything, are going to start picking it up because they want a system which does more stuff, and Xbox does more stuff. Yeah, so I think what we'll see at the end of this year is a real level out of those console sales, and I think we're going to see some really cool stuff. I think Xbox will have to trim back. I think they will have to. I think just by peer pressure, they might have to reduce their UI a little bit to allow more processing power. Yeah. But I don't think by the end of the year, I don't think we'll hear much about that. I think it's going to be. I think Xbox will pick back up, be built in properly. It'll be tried and tested. Then people get so used to it, and they'll suggest it. Then it's fantastic. You hook up your TV. Yeah. I think that's if we're doing predictions for this year, my prediction would be by the end of the year, Xbox catches. Even before the end of the year, Xbox catches up with PS3. Yeah, PS4, sorry. Yeah,
so it must also probably be a lot to do with, as the year goes on, they can start bringing more into it. I mean, obviously, when you've got a release, you've only got a limited amount that you can do as well. When the Xbox first comes out, and obviously same with the PlayStation, you're quite restricted, I think, at the moment. So further on down the line, it should be nice to see a lot more improvements, a lot more, applications, a lot more apps that kind of aren't there at the moment, which makes it a little bit more complete than what we saw when the consoles first came out originally, really. So it'd be nice to see a lot more of that. What about your thoughts, Con?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those that, going back to this sales thing you mentioned, Alex, I think that's definitely going to be the case that we'll see Xbox numbers pick up, where it'll be the entertainment side of it is played on, and that's what people go for in the end. I mean, it's not designed for the gamers apparently, or
well, I think it is. I think it's totally designed for the gamers, but I think what they've done is, I mean, the UI for the Xbox is so full with so much stuff. The UI for the PlayStation is very simplistic, and I think that just purely allows more processing power to the game drivers, which I think is a conscious decision. And in fairness, if you're a business person, you think, well, what do people want more? People surely would want a little bit lower spec but have a great UI. But all the people that moan it now are the people that care about that stuff, right? And it's a time right now where tensions between factions are the highest. So any attack people can get, people are going to do.
Well, we almost killed each other, really. Like when it came to me and yourself.
I ended up with an axe in my back. Yeah. Conrad put an axe right in my back.
Well, we said that we was going to get the PS4. We didn't talk to each other for weeks. So.
No, but it is a thing, and
I think it's going to be one of these cases where I don't know how to say it really. I don't quite understand how much data they're putting on these updates. I mean, the Dead Rising update the other day was 12 gig.
13.
Yeah, 12, 13 was it?
I think it was 13.
I think it was 12 point something, which is
rounded
up to 13. But I don't understand how games are requiring such huge updates.
Well, my thought with that was, apparently it was that update included the DLC. Yeah. But what if you don't want the DLC? You've got a 13 freaking update, right? And then I was thinking, right, this is right at the start of this generation. We're already getting 13 gig updates. Our memories are going to be full before the end of the year.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, I've already used 100 gig on the PlayStation, so just installing a few games.
I think this is going to be the case. It is going to be a turnaround generation, actually.
We just get rid of stuff.
As in, games come in, you play them, you complete them, you really like them, you keep them. You like them, but not loads, you have to get rid of them. Because otherwise, it's going to take up too much memory. And, I mean, the cost, I don't think you can afford to have, even if it's just valued as £30 on a trade-in, that's £30 toward a 50, 60 quid game.
This is why, I mean, it's supposed to be sort of the digital generation, right? But this is why I'm more inclined to buy disc games, because let's say, right, Killzone, I've completed Killzone, I play a lot of multiplayer, but let's say later this year I've got a few shooters, you need to get rid of Killzone, it's taking up 30 gig. I get rid of that. So my save still obviously saves, I get rid of the 30 gig. If I want to get rid of a digital game, that's it. My save's still there again, but like, if I want to download that again, it's going to take
whole thing again.
It's going to take a bit of time. Disc, put it in within 30 seconds. That's back up. That's installed again. So this is just quicker now.
Yeah, and that's the one thing we've been talking about in the past, really, because you was very pro digital, wasn't you? You was thinking that this is the digital age. So has this kind of swayed you a little bit now?
But it has, and then plus the price of the digital is insane.
Yeah, the price is the digital is exactly the same, isn't it? Basically?
I can go like online. I can find Battlefield for maybe £48 somewhere.
Yeah,
like, it's not much difference. Digital £54, you know.
Yeah, because you can actually buy it from Tesco. I think it's like that. Tesco, I think it's like £48. You just think like that's for a hard copy game. I don't know anything like that. So,
but they're just so expensive on the PS. In fairness, I have bought loads of the indie. I bought a few indie titles. I bought Super Mother Load. Bought Flow.
That's different though. I
bought
indie titles are
some other ones. Yeah, that absolutely. And I think that is the time for just digital. I just love that. But I think big title games. I think I'm just going to buy the disc.
Yeah, same.
I can trade it in if I don't like it.
I saw on Play.com a game coming out in February, Thief.
Yes.
That was
looks great.
£38 that was on Play.com.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
I'm up to get that.
38 quid. I saw it and I thought, what the hell?
Thief looks really good. Have you seen the graphics?
Well, are we talking
I
about
saw a bit of it.
Are we talking about the Thief coming out?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For PS4
I saw it
Xbox
I saw it
One.
on Xbox
Really?
One.
The graphics look insane.
It does look insane, yeah.
Yeah, if you haven't checked that out, check that out. It looks really good.
Yeah.
Really
definitely.
good.
But apparently it has I'm not once again not well versed on Thief, but I know it's apparently changed direction, and apparently they're saying a lot of the hardcore Thief fans are maybe not liking this so much. So because apparently because of this new direction. So
yeah. I mean, there's two big things. There's one big thing and one sort of thing I just want to mention as well, which is on our list of what sort of coming up this year, and they are PlayStation based. Firstly, have you guys seen the Vita, the Vita, the slimline one that came out in Japan? That's got a UK. It's been the first time it's being released outside Japan is in the UK.
Oh, that's
coming
very
out.
Interesting.
Yeah, weirdly, not America. It's coming out in the UK, and I think it's coming out. Oh god, I don't know when it was. End of Feb, maybe.
I can't remember. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing the details of it. It's either 20% lighter, 15% slimmer, or 15%.
Other way around. 15% lighter, 20% slimmer.
Yeah.
And it hasn't got the old Vita has the OLED screen. This one's just got the LED screen. That's why, and they can make the battery last longer as well.
Yeah.
At the same price point.
So it's a
different
bit
colours
though,
Con. You can get different colours. I think there's a pink one in Japan. I don't know if you can get a pink one here. Maybe not.
Probably end of the year they'll do another release for that. That'll be version 3.
That's almost like the iPhone, basically, going all through that again. It's just the new version. It's a different colour. Oh wow, we can charge more money for this one.
I'll be very interested to see. I heard because those stats were in a BBC article. I don't know where you read it, Alex.
Yeah, BBC.
They were saying on that article about they expect it to be very slow at the start. It's they don't expect sales to take off. I think it's going to be just a gradual, because there's no real incentive to buy this version over the other one or the other one over this one. It's going to be the same price.
If you haven't got a Vita, then this one's not going to persuade you to get it because it's the same price if that was what you're worried about.
Yeah.
If you want a Vita, I would suggest you get the old one anyway because it's got an OLED screen. It's got a higher quality screen. And I've got a Vita. I don't
struggle with the battery.
I don't think the battery life. Yeah, I'd like it a bit longer, but I don't think. Oh man, if only this was lighter and slimmer, because it's already light. Like I don't have an issue with how big it is.
It's small enough as it
So
is.
if I was going to be that price,
I must admit,
so man, if the old one goes down, this one comes out. Definitely get the old one. It's got an OLED, it's got a better quality screen, and you don't notice a difference in weight. Like honestly, you just don't, and it feels good.
Another thing is that they're going to do more child games. They're releasing one that they've quoted is their version of Pokemon.
Really?
No one can do this.
It was a lizard on the cover. I can't remember what it was called. Something like Invicta Games or something.
You can't replace Pokemon. No. Like it just doesn't work. Nintendo not Nintendo, but on the DS they've tried to have Pokemon style games. They just haven't worked.
No.
I mean, them making more child friendly games to the Vita is not going to sell the Vita, because no one's looking at the Vita and going, oh, that's a good place to play these sort of younger games. That's the DS. That's their market, which they've got cracked down. Yeah. I think if you want to sell the Vita, produce more games like Tearaway, produce more games like Dynasty Warriors Next,
Invisimals.
Is that what it? Invisimals?
Yeah.
I thought
Invisible, but with the ending of animals.
Isn't that already a thing, Invisimals?
Well, that's what they're saying is. That's going to be their answer to Pokemon.
What that sounds like is a flop. I can hear that from here. That is flopping its way to us right now.
You've got a PlayStation Steam now. I think about Vita at all. I mean, you've got PS Plus. You get a load of free games. There's 4 free games in PS Plus waiting for you right now.
I know. I've been thinking about that. I mean, for me, as someone who doesn't commute on the train,
that's true.
I get in my car, so I think it would be a little bit dangerous if I decided to get Vita and, on my commute while I'm driving, just play the PS Vita.
That is the
play bit
which I would definitely not encourage. I'm saying that now, so
that is the
no one please, no one do that.
Yeah,
it is where you play it. When I'm at home, I play my console. When I'm going to work, I play my Vita.
That's the thing, because it would be great if it was for that, but I couldn't see it in my day fitting in massively. It's something to go, I can go and spend a couple $100 quid.
Time.
Yeah, exactly. Well, a couple $100 quid or whatever it is now, especially for
it's not a couple $100. I got mine for like £100.
But was that second hand, wasn't it? Or was that?
I don't think so. It was with the voucher, but it was probably like 120 quid. I think, normally. It's not that much, and that came with a memory card.
So it's worth. I definitely think it's worth.
And it came with FIFA as well.
Yeah, it's worth getting if it can tie in with how you use your console, basically. It's the same as like when I was with the 360 and you have your smart glass. It's kind of like a better extension of that, isn't it? Really, but you've got a full console. I mean, it's just that's the only reason I kind of see myself using it, because I wouldn't use it at work and.
Yeah, we got cross-play and stuff as well. I mean, I bought Flow for the PS4, which means I could download Flow on the Vita if I wanted to. So there's that whole. If they're on both, you can sort of do it.
Yeah.
Actually, one game. There's one game I was thinking of getting. I think it's. I'm not sure what it is. I'll think of it. Doki Universe or something like that. It's cheaper on the Vita than it is on the PS4. But if you buy it on the Vita, you get it for the PS4. So I don't really know.
Wasn't that because some of the stuff...
Doki Universe, I think that is. Yeah,
oh,
but
okay.
It's weird. But the other thing from PlayStation, of course, which was revealed at CES, PlayStation Now. Yeah. Which is very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I wrote an article on it. Self-promotion. There we go. I haven't said that yet.
After how long? It's taken us
38 minutes.
38 minutes. First self-promotion. Is that bad?
I tell you what, PlayStation Now, I'm really excited because I get to play. I didn't have a PS3, and I get to play PS3 titles on streaming, which is absolutely crazy. And I think I've got the internet for it. You need about 5 meg.
Yeah, you do. Isn't it? You do need 5 meg.
I'm pretty sure, or for a good service, they reckon. I'm pretty sure I got that.
But there's nothing worse than playing a game which lags. And we
know
that. So.
Well, that's the lag's the thing. The download is the meg. Lag still could be an issue because it needs to communicate with the servers.
Yeah.
But I think we'll see that at the end of the year. And I'm going to get it. I mean, I'm a PlayStation gamer now anyway. I got the Vita. I was PS1 and PS2, which incidentally PS1 and PS2 games are coming to PS4. Have you heard that?
I have.
Which is going to be really cool. But PlayStation Now gives not only us the opportunity to play these games, it gives everyone the opportunity to play these games.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. So, Con, as an Xbox gamer, would you?
Well, funnily enough, I'll just tell a little story quickly. I went. Fuck you both.
Oh, sorry.
You dropped the first F word, I think.
No, Steve.
Oh, Steve.
I dropped the F bomb earlier on.
Steve.
I don't apologise.
Anyway, ignore these two bastards. I was on N4G. I put a comment on an article saying, as an Xbox gamer, I would play even now if it did a one-off service, blah blah blah. I think the quality of it depends on this, blah blah blah. And I'm guessing because I put in as an Xbox gamer on a Sony article, I've been banned from N4G. So
Wow.
for people at N4G, it out, you.
Yeah, he did message you as well.
Yeah, I sent an email
and no one's replied. So if you could reply to what's your name? Rom Nom Nom
Rom
One.
Nom Nom.
Is it just Rom Nom Nom?
It's Rom Nom Nom 1991, I think, or something like that.
If you could reply to him, because it was a nice comment and it was a constructive comment as well, and he got banned for no reason. So
Yeah.
it would
But
be
anyway,
nice.
that sums up my views.
It would be nice.
I think there's not that many games that I would want to play.
What you can do is you can play multiplayer as well. They're
Yeah.
saying. So what we could do, for example, if you fancied, we're PlayStation gamers, you're an Xbox gamer. If you fancied a game of FIFA, let's say you got a Sony Bravia TV, not going to have the newest one. We could all go on and play FIFA 13.
Yeah.
How you game with FIFA 13?
See,
Call
that's
of
the sort
Duty,
of stuff
Modern Warfare, that sort of thing. That's quite cool. No, that's
It
cool.
would be good, yeah.
I mean, I'd like to play The Last of Us.
Yeah.
There's a couple of games, but there's not that many games, and people might say I'm ignorant or whatever, but there weren't that many games in the PS3 generation that were exclusive titles that I really thought, I must play that.
You can always rent them. They're saying as well,
Exactly.
you don't have to buy the subscription.
No,
you can also
and
just
this
rent.
is-
So you can just rent a couple of the games that you want to play.
And this is what I'm going to do. I think I'll rent The Last of Us. I'll rent maybe the first Killzone, because I know one of our friends raved about it. Infamous Uncharted, is it?
Uncharted is another one.
Uncharted.
The Uncharted games. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah.
forward to that.
Yeah.
I haven't played them. I've always hated them anyway because I think they rip off Tomb Raider, but I'm kind of getting into it now. They're actually.
Now you're in it.
It's kind of a thing. I've always hated it because it was a PlayStation thing, and I could hate it, but now I kind of am PlayStation. I'm like, God, I guess I have to like freaking Uncharted, don't I? So I want to give it a chance.
And there was also that war game as well with the aliens. I always keep forgetting what it's called. It came out for PlayStation. It was a big. I literally is.
Well, they're going to have like 120 odd players, I say.
I don't really know, but it was first came out I think for the PS3 and it was really well done. I'm not sure if they released 3 titles or not.
Oh, Resistance.
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 That's the one. Yeah, that's something that I
That was
wouldn't
early on.
mind giving it a try
Yeah.
because that was a start to the PS3 generation, and that would be a nice one to catch up on. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's going to be an interesting year. It's going to be an interesting year ahead. We got a lot of good stuff to think about with PlayStation Now. We got great games, Titanfall. What are you talking about? Oh yeah, yeah. We got great games, Titanfall, and a lot of stuff going from both the Sony and Microsoft camps to look forward to.
Rise.
But absolutely. So yeah, as my colleagues just pointed out, we had a little giveaway for our first year. And we gave away 2 I'm Playing posters that we got made up. And we gave them away to people who have been engaging in the site and who we really want to thank for their contributions and helping us get helping give some feedback and also increasing the awareness of the site. So,
Yeah.
Con, do you want to reveal the winners?
Yeah. So I'd like to just say personally, just carry on from what you've just said, Alex, and you, Steve. Can't really thank these 2 people enough. They've really posted a lot, commented.
It's
and
good to hear other people's opinions as well.
Definitely.
Because I mean
It gets people involved, and that's what we like. So, just a big thank you to Michael Scotes and Carl Green. Now, I apologise if I've said your surname wrong, Michael, but just thank you both, and we'll get in touch about the addresses, and we'll send them off to you.
A poster is in the way to you.
Yeah.
I love the I'm Playing poster.
and keep commenting, guys, as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
Keep
absolutely. And everyone that's
commenting,
listening to this, keep commenting.
Yeah.
Keep coming back to the site.
keep giving us your feedback. It will be fantastic. 'Cause we love a bit of conversation going on, a bit of banter, even just what you think of what we're writing as well. I mean, that's not going to change our views, but it's just nice to see other people.
Absolutely.
So,
But if a bit more involvement, we'll
Yeah.
We
we'll
love
build
it.
this
We
together.
love it, don't
We
we,
love
Conrad?
it.
We
Yeah.
love a little bit of involvement.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, this has been a fantastic experience. I'd love to do another podcast for you guys. We're trying to get Alec Ward, aka Alex Pillick. Wasn't with us this week. He's we
Being
can't say what he's
linked.
doing. He's doing secret projects. But we're going to get him back because we love him so much on the next one, hopefully. I've been Alex Nicol, aka Think Bad Monkey. We've had
Conrad Window,
Go
aka Rom Nom Nom.
And you've obviously had Steve Riley, aka
We've loved bringing you this. Please continue to check out the website www.implaying.co.uk. Follow us on Twitter at I'm_playing.
We're getting good.
Follow us on Facebook. Like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/I'm playing, and check out our YouTube channel which is I'm Playing TV. Thank you very much for listening. See you next time.
Have a good day for what's the rest of it, really. Can we cross it
enjoy.
off?
Thanks again.
Can we do that? Should we go now? Can we cross it off?